So, good afternoon and welcome. I am Emmanuel Pajot, Secretary General of EARSC, the European Association of Remote Sensing Company. I'm really pleased to open today's EOcafe on the Cyprus space ecosystem, organized at the almost beginning of the Cyprus presidency of the Council of the EU. So, as usual, we invite you to keep your camera on. It's always nicer. Please do not hesitate. Don't be shy. Use really your name, full name, and organization. Then mute your microphone to avoid any background noise. Use the chat for question. We have two parts in the EOcafe. The one is a dialogue with our guest, and the second part, you will have the opportunity to ask some questions. So you may pick in the chat and invite you to unmute and to introduce yourself and then ask your question to them. We remind that the EOcafe is recorded. We have a dedicated YouTube channel. So if you search on Google or whatever you want, EOcafe EARSC, you will have access to all the previous EOcafe. And I'm sure you will learn something. So please grab your coffee, tea, or water as you want. And let's start. Today we have three guests, Andronikos Kakouras and Stelios Tsiorditis, and as well as Professor Diophantos Hadjimitsis. So first, to introduce yourself to the speakers, I will give first the floor to Andronikos.
Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Andronikos Kakouras. I work to the Department of Electronic Communications of the Deputy Ministry of Research, Innovation and Digital Policy, that we act as a Cyprus Space Office.
Thank you. Stelios?
Hello, everybody. My name is Stelios Georgis. I am an electronic communications engineer at the Department of Electronic Communication / Cyprus Space Office, and we're dealing with the space policy of Cyprus.
Thank you. Diophantos?
Good afternoon to all. My name is Diophantos Hadjimitsis. I'm the Managing Director of the ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence and a full professor at the Cyprus University of Technology. I would like to mention that the ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence has been established by a big funding named Excelsior from the European Commission for establishing a Centre of Excellence in Earth observation in Cyprus. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now let's start. So with more than 9,000 kilometers square, Cyprus is maybe the third smaller EU member state, but clearly it's a strategically placed player in Europe landscape. Since joining the EU in 2004, Cyprus has steadily shifted from being a user of satellite services to building local capabilities. Today, the ecosystem, based on what we do at EARSC, focusing more on the downstream, is maybe quite modest. We identify 10 companies in the downstream, but is really rich as well of multiple university, research group, and other actors. So it's highly relevant. Cyprus is really a hub, a regional hub, for a lot of different applications: maritime applications, logistic, insurance, environmental monitoring, across the Eastern Mediterranean, yes, but as well neighboring markets. In terms of economy, the space-related sector in Cyprus deliver high-value services. Key markets I identify are really about maritime and shipping, AIS integration, vessel tracking, safety, lot of precision agriculture and environmental monitoring as well, Copernicus based on what I saw, and as well satellite-enabled communication and IoT services. So Cyprus really cover all the three space domains. On the research side as well, we can see that there are many entities which are involved in an EU-funded project, for example, highlighting the capability of the actors to really connect with the European actors. So Cyprus is evolving very fast. recently, really recently, because in October 2025, Cyprus signed an amendment to become an associate member of the ESA, and the finalization, the full associate member status is expected to be finalized by the end of this year. So it's a really dynamic ecosystem that we are going to talk about and with. So over this next 40 minutes, we will go into different topics. Do not hesitate to ask a question in the chat. To start and to set the scene, I would like to start with Andronikos. I mentioned really briefly the ecosystem and this capability that Cyprus demonstrated already to move toward the creation of new capabilities. To set the scene, can you please describe what has been for you the main driver and some concrete achievement, for example?
Thank you very much, Manuel. Despite the fact that you mentioned all the juicy part of it, I don't have to fill many gaps. There are no many gaps to fill anyway. As we introduce ourselves, we are part of the Deputy Ministry, Precision, Innovation, and Digital Policy, and we act as the Cyprus Space Office of Cyprus, and we represent Cyprus in all European Union activities and the European Space Agency space programs. And I'm sure this will be we are starting to be in a more active pace with the EU, with ESA after our accession as an associate member in ESA very recently. And I will brief you up also about this. We have a coherent space strategy that involves all main key policies and priorities that concern space. Mainly satellite communications, Earth observation, downstream, upstream, satellite navigation and search and rescue. And we are, as I said, we're about to enhance all these operations through our accession to ESA because we consider ESA as a strategic partner. We have a very brilliant space ecosystem in Cyprus. Cyprus is around roughly 90 entities that mainly deal with space operations, and of course, including academia and private companies and other institutions. And of course, there are also other entities that also deal with space, but not, let's say, in full time. But we have 90 entities that deal mainly with space operations. Our space strategy, which has been very recently enhanced, it's covered the period up to 2030, and our pillars have to do with education, skills, and awareness concerning space, how to enter the space supply chain, in concerning research and product commercialization, government service for national security and socio-economic sustainability, ESA relations, satellite communications, astronomy, and Earth observations. Also, very recently, through the ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence, we have created the first space business incubation center. I'm sure the EOFunders will brief you in more detail. And this is the first space big that we managed to have in Cyprus. And we looking forward to enhance it through our ESA accession. And over the last 7 years, through our cooperating scheme we had with ESA, we financed 70 projects, approximately to 15 million euros in projects that they all have been returning back to the secured entities. And the key competencies were in engineering technologies, in Earth observation, and at the telecommunications sector. And lastly, but not least, we have around 10 Earth observation companies in this domain.
Glad to see that our numbers and your numbers are exactly the same. So it seems that the Earth database is accurate too. So that's good. You mentioned ESA several times, obviously, and you mentioned a word which is really important for us as well, is a partner. How do you see this, the partnership, and how do you see this, the role of ESA as a partner in the development of space capability in Cyprus?
What we look for from ESA is that we look to have to expand the synergies of the ecosystem. We have to co to with the new project that we're about to subscribe to the synergies we're going to have with the existing companies in Europe from France, Germany, UK, Holland, and we want to, and also Cyprus has also a big, as you understand, we have a significant space infrastructure already in Cyprus, and we want to add to the European ecosystem through our cooperation.
Thank you. Cooperation. Cooperation is really important in space. It has been demonstrated, but it's a continuous effort for sure. And in the context of the Cyprus presidency, a lot of actions in order to have a common vision will be needed. North Cyprus presidency, as I said before, is at the presidency of the council. What are the priorities that we may foresee when it comes to space?
Sure. The space sector envelope, as we have now under the presidency, are three major topics, which I'm going to briefly describe afterwards. The one, we continue the negotiations and that we have borrowed from the Danish presidency concerning the EU Space Act. We have under our responsibility the European Competitiveness Fund that is dealing with the space component. And in the middle of our presidency, the new use by regulation is about, we expect it to have the negotiations.
Yeah, important folder. EARSC is working actively on this. We made some recommendation proposal previously, and we'll be glad to continue, obviously, with the Cyprus presidency to share what are our thoughts about this important user. Thank you very much. But just, to continue, maybe more with Stelios, Cyprus presidency is a momentum. It really supports the organization of different meetings in order to connect, in fact, the different member state representatives and so on, but the different communities. What, in the context of the Cyprus presidency, do you foresee as key event where our members or the community could get in touch with other partners?
Yeah, exactly. Cyprus presidency is a key opportunity for us also to showcase some achievements and also put the Cyprus in the map in space, and comes in a perfect period also with our official ESA session, which we hope to be finalized. I mean, to be ratified during our presidency. So, as Cyprus Space Office and Department of Electronic Communication, first of all, we are planning to have Cyprus CISA Associate Membership Celebration event. It will be a closed event, of course, this an invitation only, in order to invite and invite a certain amount of member states, and have a celebration, because it's a milestone for us, and we want to show to our gratitude for accepting us in the big family of FISA. Also, another major important event will be the EU Space Days, which is planned to be take place on the 26th and 27th of May in Hilton Hotel in Nicosia. This will be an open event where we'll start promoting it. We're also having many meetings with Digitefis, which are co-organizing this event. So most probably very soon you're gonna receive the save the date and the invitations. And now relating some other space or Earth observation related event. First of all is the major event of Earth observation in Cyprus, the RSCY 2026, which is the 12th International Conference on Remote Sensing and Geoinformation of the environment, which will take place on the 27th, from the 27th until the 29th of April in 2026 in Paphos, and it's organized by our partner ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence. It's a key event. It's an international event, very successful event. And we urge you, if you have the opportunity to participate in this event with many parallel workshops and have the opportunity to do networking between you, it will be very good opportunity for this. Also, another workshop is planned to take place on the 8th of June. It's co-organized by ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence and the Cyprus Chamber of Commerce and Industry, called From Space to Solution, leveraging space technology, Earth observation, and AI for real-world impact. Another very important event. Industry is a key player in promoting space technologies, Earth observation technologies, and without the industry, the research will remain research. So it's a very interesting event, and you can also have the funders may share some information later about this event. And another event concerning cultural heritage is the International Symposium called Cultural Property Protection, a holistic approach to a cross-cutting challenge. This event will take place in the 20th of April 2026. Also, the funders later may give you more information about this event because it's under ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence. And also, we're going to have the Copernicus Land Monitoring Service General Assembly in Cyprus. This will take place on the 28th and the 29th of April in Prodaras, a very nice resort area in Cyprus. And this also will be an open event, so you are more than welcome to participate in this event. And of course, many other events may appear. And of course, as a presidency, we want to make sure to disseminate this to the ecosystem and reach you also. Thank you.
Great. So a lot of interesting opportunities to explore Cyprus and all the ecosystem around. I already see that the interest has been raised, and some people ask for the date. So we will share all the list of this event to make sure that we can maximize the visibility. The role of space, or specifically the downstream of space, will be in this different event. You tackle both upstream and downstream for all of this event.
Specifically from our side, as I can tell, for the EU Space Days, the whole spectrum of space programs will be, EU Space Days is a high-level event, of course, as of you may participate many times. Of course, Earth observation will be addressed. Also, the EU Space Act, the other EU space program, GovSatcom, Copernicus, as I said, Earth observation, Galileo, EGNOS, of course. The celebration event of ESA will be mostly a celebration event and a good opportunity for networking. Of course, some Cypriot companies will showcase their achievement at the session before the event. They're going to be invited. But the key event for us is the EU Space Days, and we urge you to come to Cyprus. It's a perfect period. End of May in Cyprus, not too hot, hopefully. And it's a good opportunity to have you here.
Thank you. Glad to see all this event to support the uptake as well of the space downstream. So, in fact, we already start to speak about beyond the presidency somehow on all these different opportunities that you create. And the ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence has been mentioned already several times. So, dear Fantos, can you explain us a bit more about the ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence and how it can be an actor in order to better interact with the ecosystem?
Yes, thank you very much for the excellent question. I'll take the floor to give more clarification how we established the ERATOSTHENES Center of Excellence. I'm going back 18 years ago, in 2007, we established a smart Earth observation lab, remote sensing lab at the premises of the Cyprus University of Technology. And then we found our partners, Department of Electronic Communications, our friends, and we found some other friends from European Commission, like partners from DLR in Germany, Tropos in Germany, National Observatory of Athens, and another two affiliated companies, EARSC from Cyprus, as PMO DWRC from Switzerland. What we did, we submit a proposal under the widening call, European Commission Horizon 2020. What was the idea? To upgrade the existing remote sensing lab to a center of excellence. We submitted a business plan, was a two-stage proposal, and on 2019, we started the project. The acronym of this project was Excelsior. And what we did, the mission of this proposal, the funding was 38 million euros for 7 years, with money from European Commission, 15 million euros and 15 million euros from the Cyprus government, plus 8 million euros from the Cyprus University of Technology. What was the idea? What was the mission? To upgrade the existing remote sensing lab to ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence in Earth Observation. And we continue this big journey for another 8 years, it's 15 years project. And what we are doing, our vision, we have already established ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence, and we are looking forward to expand this big initiative to a digital innovation hub in Earth observation and geospatial analysis in the region, in the nearby region, in the Eastern Mediterranean, Middle East, North Africa. Up to now, I would like to mention with your authorization some key activities, what we are doing. Up to now, we are more than 120 staff. Through this governmental money, we had the opportunity to establish 2 unique infrastructure. The one is called CARO, is the Atmospheric Remote Sensing Observatory, was an investment of 2.5 million euros. What we are doing, we wanted to be the leader in the nearby area of the Middle East, in North Africa area, the Eastern Mediterranean region, on atmospheric science, cloud interactions, climate changes, and we invest on this facility on different equipment, like the aerosol remote sensing platform, cloud remote sensing platform, solar radiation, and some other equipment. And we support CALV valve validation like ESA, JAXA campaign, the Healthcare, ELUS, Copernicus, and CAMS. And the big highlight of the center, which is a unique infrastructure in Cyprus, with our partners DLR, we have already installed a ground satellite receiving station in Pera Orini in Nicosia in Cyprus. It's an investment from the money of the Cyprus government, 3.9 million euros. And up to now, based on the information that I have, we currently, with the antenna, track Sentinel-1A and Sentinel-1C, and we are looking forward to expand for receiving more Sentinel satellite and some other agreements that we are going to announce in the near future. We have DLR as the organization that provide capacity building on this ground receiving station. And in the next few days, we are going to announce a joint venture with the Cyprus Telecommunication Authority, a big telecoms company that has already hosted this ground receiving station. Some key features of this antenna is a 9-meter full motion tripod antenna. We bought it from Safran's in France. We have the opportunity for simultaneous reception in S, X, and Ka bands. And some other key highlights of the center. We are United Nations UN SPIDER as a Cyprus regional support office in the region for disaster risk reduction. We are registered as a vocational center, and we are running, as Andronikos mentioned before, the national Cypriot space beak. And we have a celebration on 30th of February, next Friday, to announce the winners. We have 13 applications. This is an excellent success for the center and for the government. And I would like to thank also the Deputy Ministry of Research and Digital Policy and Innovation and our friends from the Department of Electronic Communications that supports and sponsors this national space beak. And finally, I would like to mention that we have developed the National Data Cube for handling efficient big data and satellite images, and would like to expand this National Data Cube in the nearby areas. And I would like to mention that we developed two industrial applications, ready tools with high TRL. The one is called Precision Irrigation Monitoring Tool using AI and Earth observation. What we are doing, we spread in the Cyprus region different sensors on the ground. We validate this AI and Earth observation tool, and we would like to expand this in the Eastern Mediterranean, Middle East, North Africa. We have some agreements in the nearby areas. And another tool that we sign a lot of agreements with some insurance company, not only Cyprus, but in Europe, is called NatiRisk. It's a multi-hazard Earth observation and GIS platform on determine the risk in a simple text file. What is the risk for floods, for earthquakes, for fires, and last slides. That's all from me, and I'm looking forward for any other questions. But if I have another 1 minute, what we are doing, we have a dedicated business development office. This is also a requirement from the European Commission to go to the market. We have a network of more than 1,000 stakeholders, organizations, industrial partners through the participation of funded projects and several other industrial agreements that we did. And we have 3 research departments. The one deals with Earth observation on environment and climate, on atmosphere, agriculture, water resources management, land cover, land use, soil, food security. We have another research department that is dealing with resilient society, disaster risk reduction, cultural heritage. We have a strong support from DLR on marine safety and security. And imagine with the installation of this antenna, we have the opportunity to cover 3 continents and critical maritime areas in the Middle East. And we have a strong team on solar radiation and energy. We have a strong collaboration with national stakeholders on solar radiation, Earth observation activities. And finally, we have a strong, bigger data analytics team that is dealing with AI, geoinformatics, crowdsourcing, visual exploration, and information extraction.
Thank you very much. Impressive set of activity for sure. It rings a bell for me, and I have, in fact, several questions thanks to this. First, maybe is you mentioned the ground station. It's for sure a big asset, really interesting to know, especially based on the localization of Cyprus on the eastern part of the EU. Obviously, it brings, of course, interest. Do you already foresee some collaboration with the different national constellations, for example, to facilitate the access to the data that they will acquire? Is there some agreement? Is it possible to share?
I would like to stay on the silent mode because we are still working to sign the joint venture with the Cyprus Telecommunication Authority. We have some agreements, but give us some time. We are going to announce in the near future. We have some behind the scenes agreement, but let's sign the joint venture with SIDA.
No, for sure, we understand. But all these national constellation are of great value. But this is as well somehow not a concern, but we have question mark on how the service provider will be able to have access program and so on. So for sure, the federation of the capability is something that we discuss a lot. And
But just to announce that we are looking forward for collaborations to use our antenna. We're looking forward for any collaboration, industrial partners from Europe and outside Europe. But yeah, I'm sure in the next few days we're going to announce more. But we're looking forward for any collaboration or use on any customer that is interested to using our ground receiving station.
Great, thank you. And the second topic for me is about the services. You mentioned that you have at the ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence really high TRL services. I took note on the precise agriculture one as well, dedicated for insurance with this multi-risk. How do you operate? Is it the ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence who delivers the solution? So you act as a service provider to commercial potential users, or do you have spin-off, or do you partner with companies registered in Cyprus or in other part?
This is an excellent question because from research to industry is a big is a possible everyday barrier that a researcher is facing in our center. What we did, we developed a dedicated business development office. Another is called innovation office, a co-innovation office. What we are doing, there are several meetings in the center looking forward what is the TRL of your research, and then we have some external collaborator that acts as a brokers from research to the market. We sign some NDAs with some companies that they are interested to go to the market, and we are using two type of collaboration. Direct to the market as ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence, and the second way you are using some companies like the big fives of Cyprus. We have a lot of meetings with them, or other brokers that act as resellers of our products, or we are going together to the market.
Okay, clear. Thank you for this. For sure, this research to business is something that we pay a lot of attention. We are highly interested to support this transition between the research and on the commercial application. Interesting to understand how it is set in.
And if I interrupt, because from European Commission there is a big boosting to go to the market. Every year, every 18 months, we refresh and revise our business plan and sustainability because it's a big stress for us, but it's a big challenge also for all the staff to survive because we act as an entity, as a private entity. And what we are doing, we revise the business plan, and now we're looking forward for any collaboration we try to do to go to the market of defense. Defense space is another topic that we are interested. And this is the next step for any future collaboration.
Sure. And defense is in fact somehow one of the questions that we receive from the attendees. For sure, we saw in the last CMIN a strong support from the different ESA member state on the ERS program. So maybe a question more initially for Andronikos on Stelios. Do you see some concrete activity to be done in the context of the Cyprus presidency to streamline or ensure that the role of Earth observation in the defense is well taken in consideration and integrated in the different in the framework?
Yeah, sure. And as I already said, that the European Competitiveness Fund is under our presidency that has been discussed. As if you already know, ECF is a centralized funding instrument for EU in order to simplify to gather existing EU programs into a single coherent structure. And as the name says, in order to make Europe more competitive globally. And this is under the multi-annual financial framework for 2028 up to 2034. We're talking about fundings around 400 billions. But we are as a deputy ministry, we are discussing the part that has to do with space. And this has been earmarked around 131 billions for defense, security, and space. Not exclusively for space, but defense, security, and space. And because, as you understand, space is a very central operation to European Union. This will cover the existing and future EU space infrastructure like Galileo and EGNOS, Copernicus, as you all know, IRIS2, GovSatcom, and space situational awareness through existing Horizon Europe programs, the EU space programs, as I already described, and through industrial competitiveness scale-ups, strategic competitions that Europe were about to initiate. And if you want to add a few things about our ecosystem in Cyprus, is that we have increased our budgets for our becoming an associate member in ESA around 40%. And we have subscribed to a number of optional programs like the General Science Program, Future Earth Observation, ARTES, ESA Access, which concerns ESA BIC and RPAs. And we have managed to secure 3 million euros only for Earth observation projects for our local industry. As you are aware, Cyprus has already a good footprint in space operations and infrastructure. We want to become a regional digital hub. We are in the middle of Middle East, North Africa, Asia, South Europe. Our area is very interesting, as you understand, with your geopolitical developments are going through. And we feel that Cyprus can, as I said, become a regional digital hub, and we want to develop our space infrastructure. We already have 4 satellites under our licensing regime, 4 satellites in orbit, and 2 big satellite monitoring stations and teleports. In addition, 2 EU agencies for the program of EUSPA have deployed and about to deploy 2 EGNOS operation stations. And we have a search and rescue, so receiving a station in Cyprus for the European Union, that they service the EU Galileo system for detecting and locating emergency beacons. And Cyprus started to be used as a testbed for optical gateway infrastructure. And we're about to have 3 Earth optical ground stations in Cyprus to be used primarily for research and development for LEO and geostationary satellites.
Yeah, One point that you mentioned at the beginning, linked to the MFF, is this budget for the use of space for defense, but not a specific budget for space itself. It is something that a lot of people are discussing about. I went to the parliament many times over the last few months, and this is something that raised concern as well. How far on the non-security, non-defense aspect will be covered, or can we ensure there is a continuity on the Green Deal, even if this word is not a lot used currently, unfortunately. So I think most of the members expect to see some continuity in order to support activities supporting this Green Deal resilience, which is no more used, because this is where, for most of the members, the SMEs, there is a strong interest. So up to we pay attention to the discussion on the MFF on this really specific topic. Thank you. Really good. I see that we received some message from Volhart, but I think he had to leave. Tanya, if I am correct or not.
Yes, he had to leave. I saw the message as well. But there's a couple of questions there. I think that we can maybe. He said he would watch the recording.
Yep.
So I think we can maybe rebound on those.
Absolutely, yeah. This comment was about, in fact, the role Cyprus expect to play in the ESA, EARSC, and later in the EUGS program. I think you started already to reply to this. If you want to develop, of course, you are more than welcome. And then, yes, he stressed as well the relevance of the Cyprus location for all what is about near real time of geostrategical important for EO, especially maritime domain. So exactly what we discussed, presented as well before, in the ground segment as well. Good, perfect. Good. And then we have comment about project, but I think it's not connected to from Emmanuel Mondon, but I think it's not connected to Cyprus itself.
Emmanuel, I think there was just one question that came in just now from Emmanuel. Yeah, Emmanuel. So maybe Emmanuel wants to jump in to comment or. Yeah.
Please, Emmanuel. Yes.
Yes. Good afternoon. Thanks for this EOcafe. Super interesting. I'm discovering a Cyprus space office and your activities. So well done. Geofantos was mentioning an upcoming European Digital Innovation Hub for Earth observation, and I was just mentioning in the chat that there is an existing one related to location, so it's more geospatial, but that could be super interesting for you to have a look at what they are doing in Finland. So Finland, Cyprus could make sense as well to cover north and south. I put the name of the guy, Antti Jacobson. I'm co-leading with Antti the GaiaX location ecosystem, and happy to introduce you to Antti if it makes sense. So that was a remark. I promoted the fierce open calls. As I mentioned, nobody paid me for that, but that could be super relevant for lots of SMEs working regarding environmental impact, either developing services addressing environmental impact or willing to use services from, for instance, EO-related companies based in Cyprus or elsewhere. And then you were mentioning, I think it was Geofantos as well, solar flares or solar radiations. I was not sure having heard correctly. So my question was, what are you doing, and have you local partners involved in that? Thanks.
Thank you for your statement. Just to clarify, because I am familiar with the European Digital Innovation Hubs, from the call from Horizon, we established the center, the ERATOSTHENES Centre of Excellence, on the idea under the auspices of a Digital Innovation Hub, the structure. was not funded as a European Digital Innovation Hub. Because I'm familiar with this college, I'm looking forward for a connection. I saw the website in Finland. Is this European Digital Innovation Hub funded by Horizon Call? This is correct, Emmanuel?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
That's one of the EDIH. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And it was 3 years ago, and they are renewing for 3 years.
Yes, okay. The structure of the center is like a European Digital Innovation Hub, but we didn't receive any funding under this call. It's under the widening team. The second question is about the solar radiation. What we did, we established a solar network in different stations in Cyprus, and what we are doing for up to now, we have different activities and applications. The first one, there was the big need to develop a UV index for local stakeholders using Earth observation and cross-validation with this solar radiation network. This is the first activity. The second one, there is another Center of Excellence, is called Phaethon. What we are doing, we try to collaborate on a synergetic way to provide some measurements on solar radiation using optical remote sensing for, they have a Center of Excellence in photovoltaics. And we are looking forward for this collaboration with our Center of Excellence in UCY called Phaethon. This is the two questions. This was correct?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Geoffrantos.
I see as well that there is a question from Michael, I don't know, EGTEODOSIU for
ERS?
Yes, on the ERS side, yes. On the future activities, Cyprus, does Cyprus plan to join the relevant ESA process? So Michael, please. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Hello. Hi, Andronikos. Hi, everybody. I work for ESA. I work in the secure telecom directorate, but I'm also involved in civil security from space. And the ERS is one of the key programs that's coming now after the last ministerial, as you all well know. And through some information I've been receiving recently, there's a lot of interest in the region, not just for East Mediterranean, but also for North Africa. So it's a great opportunity for Cyprus to play a very, very important and key strategic role in this program. But of course, in order to do it, since the design authority is ESA, it has to start playing a role within the ESA program. So is this important, and how can we help in bringing in Cyprus into the ERS program?
Thank you, Michael, for the opinion. We have, as you understand, as we talk now, we just now becoming an associate member, and the optional programs have already been decided where. But this is a very interesting project, and we need to see how we move on the next few months and see if there is a space for it. We don't have a problem to do it, but we need first of all to see how the other optional programs how will perform, and then to decide. So it's something that we have it in mind. We know it's important, and we will very seriously look at it. But you have to understand now we are in the business of ESA optional programs, and we need to see how we adapt first in this new environment, and then if there is a way, yes, we will do it.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we're not talking about a huge amount of investment. I know the money is limited, but a small amount of money to get in first. I'm talking about not millions, but hundreds or less, could launch some pilot activities that would be very beneficial. For example, I think Greece just joined, and they're going to develop a Greek node. So a Cyprus node connected to the Greek node and then connected to the rest of Europe would be ideal. And again, we are always available to talk to you and see how we can help make small steps first and then create new opportunities, I guess.
Of course. Thank you very much.
Yeah, for sure. The ERS activity and the upcoming EOGS crystallize a lot of interest on all sides. It's something that we follow as well at EARSC substantially.
Emmanuel, about the EOGS, we are it's also we will be discussing the Space Working Party. Is something that we will deal with it, but it's something very new that came in very recently. We are now on the definition of the user needs, as you understand.
Yes.
So it's premature
Mm.
because as you understand, it's not just to put the right money on it and budget, put the right budget for it, but you need first all the 27 member states to agree. And if they don't agree, it means you cannot proceed. But okay, it's something that we're looking forward for it.
No, you raise a point which is really important. The EU is in this requirement definition phase, and we all acknowledge it. We know it. As a trade association, we did what we can in order to promote what are currently the downstream capabilities. We made a specific dedicated booklet of services, for example, to showcase what currently can be delivered. So it's a public document, so it doesn't cover all the aspects. Nevertheless, it's a starting point. I had the opportunity to give this booklet of services to the Commissioner Kubilius, for example. But I think a lot of companies currently still consider that the dialogue between the European Union and the industry is not as smooth as it could be. So it would be great to explore if there is a possibility, as soon as there is a real political message, clearer political message, to see how we can contribute, how the industry can contribute to this user requirement definition, and see where the gap are currently. This is a topic that the association discuss with the European Commission, DG DEFIS, and ESA as well on the other side for the ERS. So you can really count on EARSC if there is an opportunity during the Cyprus presidency to share the voice of the downstream industry. You can count on us for sure.
And Emmanuel, I forgot to mention because I saw some chat questions. The one is from Emmanuel, and I have my colleague Eleni just answered. She provided the link about the NATI-RISC platform, multi-hazard platform that I mentioned before. Eleni provided on the link on the chat. And there is another statement that I forgot to mention. I would like to thank Skunder Schreier. We have already started a new project as a PEX project, has been kicked off just 2 weeks ago, dealing with the using of the ground receiving station for near real-time processing capability on maritime observation with the new satellite facility in Nicosia. I forgot to mention. Thank you, Gunder.
And how do you see
collaboration? And this is a collaboration between, ERATOSTHENES, CETA, and DLR.
Do you really already see some potential business in order to provide access to this Sentinel data in a really fast way to service provider? Is it a proof of concept? Is it something which is short term? Could we imagine that the industry can benefit from this infrastructure in a really reasonable time?
Okay, it's Sentinel data. You can receive it free of charge, but there is a solid business plan behind this ground receiving station. And believe me, we have a lot of contacts and forthcoming agreements will be signed in the next few months. It's a unique facility, a lot of demand to collaborate, and we're looking forward for installing. We have it on the business plan. I would like to announce it. We're looking forward with CETA, a strategic partner, with the collaboration also with DLR, which is still a partner of the Excelsior project. There is a plan possibly to install another a smaller antenna. But let's cross our fingers to start this big industrial partnership with CETA and DLR.
Mhm. Thank you. So, Tanya, do we have any other question that I missed?
Not that I can see, but maybe just a note to Stelios. There was some interest in the links to the different events that you mentioned. I shared the ones I could find, but I think that the EU Space Days and the one you mentioned, 8th of June and so on, I couldn't find those. So when you have those links, feel free to share them with us and we will share them with our members because there seems to be interest indeed
For sure.
the
Regarding
EOcafe.
Space Days, we are at the point that we are creating the program with DigiTefis, and first, in order for DigiTefis to create the registration platform and save to date, and the invitation will be sent as soon as possible to the ecosystem. Most probably, you're going to receive it because you are on the mailing list of DigiTefis. But again, when we have it also, I can share it with you. About the event on the 8th of June is co-organized by ERATOSTHENES, and the authors may share any links or information you need.
The two events about the cultural heritage and protection that we're going to have a big emphasis on Earth observation. We didn't prepare the website. We are ready in the next few weeks. This got the authorization to be under the auspices of the Cyprus EU presidency also. Give us some days. We'll pass to you, Emmanuel, and you can circulate to all the audience. The other one, again, on with the Chamber of Commerce from space to applications, we are not ready. The website is not ready again. Give us some time. But I would like to invite you also in Paphos on RCY. Is a big conference, 3 days conference with a lot of workshops, a lot of keynote speakers. Simonetta Celli from ISA will be the keynote speaker in the kickoff of this RCY conference, 27th of April, and some other well-known people like Barbara Ryan, Nektarios Chrysoulakis, Lena Halounova, Haris Kondoes. There is a talk from UN Spider from Austria and some other well-known speakers that will join Paphos and Cyprus on 27th of April. And this conference is an ideal place for networking, relaxing, enjoy the Earth observation activities. And there is a big event on Tuesday, 28th of April. Traditional dancing, a good Cypriot meat meze, and a lot of wine and local zivania.
Diophantos, you know how to attract people. Good content, good food, no doubt. Thank you. So it's already 5 p.m. So we will have to stop. We'll stop the recording as well. I think during this interaction, it has been really interesting to see the dynamism of the Cyprus ecosystem. All the examples you provided are really inspirational. Glad to see this evolution. And for sure, Cyprus presidency can count on EARSC in order to relay the messages, the event, and so on. If there is any opportunity to share EARSC view in any kind of event, we will be glad to do so if we can, obviously. So I would like to thank our 3 guests for today, and then we will stop the recording, and the mic is open. If you want to speak about whatever you want, this is a space for you. Thank you very much to all of you. Save the date was
Thank
just
you very much.
ready for the
Very
next
much.
EOcafe on the 26th. We will have a new EOcafe planned, and we may discuss about Destination Earth. So thank you all.